Pandora's box is about to open wide.
My word. Welcome to another redneck edition of Pandora's Box, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for chilling with us today. I am your host, Cletus Jackson. Broadcasting these airways to you with Deputy Raymond Jr., broadcasting in from Tinseltown. How's it going, Deputy?
What's up?
Deputy?
Am I Deputy
How you doing?
Junior?
You're Deputy Raymond Jr. This guy don't even know his name.
Oh, man.
The guy that...
Look like you're pointing to young Bullwinkle there.
Yeah, it can get a bit confusing when we're in different districts, different precincts.
On the old airwaves.
You doing all right today, Deputy? You doing all right?
Oh yeah, man, I'm doing mighty fine. Got my horse waxed, and
got your horse waxed?
Yeah,
Brazilian wax.
All lubricated, like waxed all the leather stirrups, to make sure they're all moist and malleable.
So
that's
straight
highlighting my
lubrication,
diary, man. Yeah, man, got to lubricate that, man. Got to do it.
So no Brazilian this time. Just straight up lubed up that son of a mare.
Damn fine.
To the right of me, we have the youngest son of my second colored Delilah.
That's
name is...
My name is Stretch
McCoy.
That's
Stretch
McCoy.
You're listening to Pandora's Box, ladies and gentlemen. I can't remember if I already said it, so I said it again. We're going to kick off this show with some quick fire facts.
Oh, damn.
And we're getting...
Y'all got some good ones?
Oh, I got some real good ones.
All right.
That is, if you don't mind getting a little bit hot under the collar, Daddy.
I don't mind
You don't
that.
mind getting a little bit...
If I know one thing about the deputy, you don't mind.
He
don't
likes
mind
it.
one bit.
Maybe a little bit too much for the ladies' liking at times.
Damn straight.
Maybe a little bit too much. But let's kick it off with a glorious fact for everyone today. Did you know that the word clitoris is Greek for divine and goddess-like? Divine and goddess-like. So when next... No, it's not. It's not great for being. It would kind of make sense if it was. But next time you're making love to your significant other and you want to give that little bean of love a little bit of pleasure, you just remember, you just say, "Oh, you divine goddess-like little being." You welcome.
Divine goddess-like little being.
Damn. Welcome to just step into my altar and let me worship you today.
Poetic, man.
Poetic.
Praise be Aphrodite.
Praise be Aphrodite. That's right, Stretch. That's right. So, yeah, clitoris is Greek for divine and goddess-like. The divine and goddess-like being of joy.
Yeah.
This is another interesting statistic. At first, you might think, what, the flip? Maybe some of our old married listeners out there could shed light on this one. Did you know that apparently married people are more likely to masturbate than people that live alone?
Oh, my.
What do you both think about that? What do you start with you, Deputy. What do you think about that?
I think that's about a matter of fact. Definitely happens to me. I can tell you that. It kind of adds to the like the danger. You got someone asleep next to you in bed, and y'all wanna just toss the salad.
Toss the salad.
You gotta do it a bit sneaky, man.
You got it. But it's an interesting that they're saying you do it more than if you live alone.
Yeah, man, it's a good buzz.
You think significant other? I got myself a significant other to partake in sexual relations with.
Yeah, you got that goddess of the bean thing right next to you.
You've got someone beholding a divine and goddess-like being between your legs. But instead, you're sneaking into your other room to toss your own salad.
Yeah.
Or not. Sometimes you're just waiting until they pass out.
Damn
being
straight.
Extra sneaky on the slide.
That's right. That's what I mean. It adds to the
That's where the danger comes in.
And the excitement,
It's like a cross between going to a brothel and going to ninja school.
Hey, man, you got to practice.
That's the Wild West, man.
Because if they wake up, you failed ninja school.
Yeah, exactly. You got to stop mid.
Yeah. No ninja stars for you, son.
Pretend you're asleep.
Wait till you hear that breath go nice and smooth and slow again.
Yeah.
And then you're back at it.
Back at it. Just nothing too rampant, nothing too crazy.
You gotta hold back a little bit on that, just so you don't wake them up. But
build the tension, the long game.
Man. You gotta play that long game.
You can't go making the bed creak like some vigorous.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that. Gotta get some technique on the go.
Mm-hmm. It's like that turtle.
Just like that
turtle wins the race, man.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. When you're in ninja school, you can't be like a rhino mounting his significant other. It's time for ninja school.
Gotta take it low and slow.
Ninja school masturbation.
Low and slow.
Ninja school masturbation. That's what it's called.
It's an interesting fact, man. It's an interesting fact. I've been a singular man for a lot of my life. And I'm sure I've been putting up high numbers.
You are. I think we all have, man.
And that's what I was gonna say. I think that's a common thing here.
I think they're kind of high numbers either way. Really, I think it mustn't be that
most
much.
Likely. Most likely. Well, by the sound of things, Stretch, if you do get married to a nice young lady one day, which I'm sure you will, you got a bright future ahead of you.
Absolutely.
In this in this forum.
Absolutely. That's when ninja school starts, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I've got another interesting fact for you before. I can't imagine why anyone would have this fear, but I guess, it's apples and oranges in life. It takes all types. Life takes all types, all comers, right? Did you know that there is a phobia that some people suffer from? It's a fear of having, seeing, or thinking about an erection, and it's called ichthyphalophobia. Ichthyphalophobia. It's the fear of having, seeing, or thinking about an erection.
I think I had it in phalophobia in PE class when I had those little tight shorts on. Or I got emphalophobia once when I was at the gym. When I was I remember I was about, probably about 19, young and mustardy, and you get one at any minute. You just think about something strange and just bang, like you got a pole sticking at your nether regions.
Boom.
And I remember I was sitting there in the sauna after I had my pants on, and I was sitting there. I was thinking, man, it'd be an inappropriate time to get a boner right now. Sitting next to these men who have just come out and done their necessaries of the lifting the weights and getting all sweated up, and then I thought, man, please don't get a boner now.
Because if those sweaty, muscly gentlemen walked in and you got an erection, they might think that you were had the hots for them.
Yeah, exactly, man. Or if you're sitting there and then they're sitting there, and then all of a sudden you get one.
Yeah, exactly. And as a young heterosexual man, you don't want that.
There's nothing
wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you are just a heterosexual young man,
don't want it.
Yeah, and what if they were of a different persuasion?
Dang, you been in trouble then?
And they got the wrong end of the stick, and then they coming for you in the parking lot.
Dang, they might come for you right there in the sauna.
They might come for you right there and there, boy. Don't drop the soap in the showers. Hallowed be thy name. Yeah, I mean, I think, I remember once, I remember a specific time. I think this is the only time I can think of off the top of my head where something like this happened. I was in English class. Do you remember the name of our English teacher, man? What was her name?
Mr. Brown?
No, I said her name. Mr. Brown wasn't a lady. We were in the same English class.
For a little bit.
I believe we were in the same English class. Anyway, for a little while.
So.
She was a female English teacher, far from the madding crowd. Were we in the same English class when we did Far from the Madding Crowd? Bathsheba, Farmer Oak, that's right. Lieutenant something.
I remember that.
Anyway, it's not relevant to the teacher, really. I didn't get a boner over her. But I remember just, as we were saying, teenage hormones, right?
Raging.
Volatile and spontaneous erections. I remember sitting there in class, and I don't know what possessed me, but I got the biggest darn erection you have ever seen. If it was any harder,
I remember those days. I used to shove them up under the belt, under my trouser belt.
Oh my god, that was one of the tricks. That's one of the tricks.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think we've all been there. We've all been there. But do you remember when you were a teen and you'd get such a massive erection? Sometimes you think
that ain't going down all day.
If there was one extra drop of blood that had entered my phallus right now, my dick would explode. I mean, my penis would explode.
Yeah, man. Been there, done that. Not for a while, but I remember those days.
And I remember I was just sat there, and I wasn't thinking about anything sexually, or at least I wasn't at first, so I don't know what brought on the erection. And I just got I got so hot on the collar, and I was like sweating, man. I was sweating there. I had such a large.
This got me sweating.
It got its own heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You know when it gets its own heartbeat, you know it's
its own mind.
Yeah.
Goes on heartbeat on mine.
Start speaking to you.
Yeah, it's like it's become its own little
entity.
Hand
like is like a little mouth.
Yeah, it's like a little symbiote just living on you.
Let me out.
And I just remember I was like sweating, going crazy, and it was just it seemed like the more the lesson went on.
Yeah, you're hoping that bell don't go. You're like, I cannot stand up right now.
I didn't know if I wanted it to go or not, because in some ways you feel like, fight or flight. You just want to get out of there.
I think a standing up position, you can kind of sort yourself out more. Hands in pockets, a little bend over.
Did you ever do this one? I used to do this
Absolutely.
one, and I think I did it that day to escape the lesson without bringing too much attention to myself. Did you ever do the one where you put your hand in your pocket, grab your phallus, and pull it to one side?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think that's what I did.
I think I remember that.
Had to be done.
And then I walked out the lesson like that, inconspicuous.
And they think you're just holding your phone or something.
Yep, that's right. Well, they don't know. You just got your hands in your pockets. What a man's doing with his hands in the pockets is the man's business. It's not a business of anybody else.
Ain't no one else putting their hands in your pockets.
That's right. That is right. Moving on from that interesting fact, did you know that Upper Paleolithic art dating back some 30,000 years depicts people using dildos to pleasure themselves and others?
Oh, my.
Dang.
That means mankind invented sex toys long before the wheel, and just goes to show that, sex is a natural thing. It's more natural than rolling down a freeway with the wind in your hair.
Absolutely.
So,
experimental, even back then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Best
knew?
Priorities. They got the priorities set straight, man.
Yeah, I think that some earliest examples were like made out of stone. Just literally, they'd like smash them down and then they'd sort of sand them, so to speak, until you'd have like a long phallus-like thing. Probably by today's standards, probably not the nicest thing to use to pleasure yourself.
Y'all seen those crystal dildos?
Oh, I seen them. Oh, I seen them. All the holistic ladies wanting them crystal dildos.
Yeah, man, that's kind of like stone, I suppose, but it'd be a bit cold, I think.
Yeah, it's a mineral. It surely is a mineral, man. It's a mineral. Those crystals, whether it's amethyst or anything else, they're minerals, man. They're found amongst all their other brothers and sisters of the rock world, But, all the holistic ladies, they love those crystal ones, man.
Yeah, you just want to warm it up first.
Yeah, we don't want to use it on a cold day straight out the drawer.
Don't put it in the fridge. That's what I say. That's my advice. Don't put it in the
fridge. Unless you're in a super hot country, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Maybe put it in the fridge.
You might find a bit of relief from that.
Hot summer's day.
Cooling yourself
Absolutely.
down from the inside out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Just get a popsicle from the freezer.
Yeah, maybe. But then you maybe a bit more messy.
Sweet. Yeah, a bit sweet.
And at the same time, you can't realign your chakras with a nice.
Oh, damn. Yeah, there's that.
Maybe with some crazy crystals, if you're holding on to some negative energies or whatever those holistic ladies saying.
Crystal dildo till it comes
out.
Yep, with the amethyst dildo. That's right, my friend. That's right. Yeah. Moving on. Did you know the average man has 11 erections per day? And 9 erections a night.
Dang, that's quite a lot.
Wow.
That is quite a lot, isn't it? I mean, so 20 erections a day. I guess it's one of those things where a lot of the time maybe we don't think about it. And I think another important thing to mention is at what point of erection does it count as an erection? Do you know what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah, man. Some people walk around with semi all day.
Boners are like mental health. It's a wide spectrum. It's not like 1 minute you're sane, the next minute you're crazy. And it's not like 1 minute you're limp and the next minute, you're a freaking rock hard.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you got a semi. Sometimes you're just a little bit loco.
Absolutely.
And everything in between. Right from, 0 to 100%. You could be. You could be 30%, 50%, 75%, so
some people never seen
90%,
90, 95, 100%, that's a special occasion kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
It is special. It happens less, it's less common the older you get. And when it happens because it feels like it's a hole.
Like I always say, man, you don't got to pitch a tent to sleep through the night. That's what I'm saying. So
that's wise words there. Wise words, Stretch. Right, wise words. Moving on, gentlemen. Did you know that women who went to college are apparently more likely to enjoy receiving and giving oral sex? Now, I don't know what that says about our education system, but it seems to imply that
girls party in college
is big on the curriculum. Yeah, girls party in college, and fellatio is big on the curriculum nowadays. American Pie style.
Yeah, man, they doing crazy stuff all by the pool and that. I don't know so much in y'all think that's true in England as well, or just in my?
I reckon so, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, experimental.
I'm not sure if this survey is a combined survey of British and American and European, or if it's just American or British or what. But yeah, I'd imagine that British ladies and American ladies are pretty similar in terms of how they go about their sexual business. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know a lot of people who go to university out in our fine country, and a lot of them go out a lot more than me, go out and party a lot more than me, and that's sort of the connection we're making here.
And a lot of them get a lot of head.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's all they do nowadays, man. Just head in the bathroom.
Stretch he's got his boots on the ground. Stretch has got his boots on the ground. Reporting straight from the scene.
Exactly. You know,
I can remember getting to college back in those days, and it was a lot more crazy. I do remember that.
You do remember that?
Yeah, that was when things were like, oh yeah, there's a lot of things going on around here, you know. So I can understand that. I mean, you're just getting to that age, you know, 17, 18 years old.
Oh yeah,
like, fresh out of school. Y'all want to get down and dirty with everything.
I can't. I partied too hard. I can't barely remember. That's the problem with me. That's part of me. Too much vodka and too much other things.
Yeah,
too much fun.
Too much fun for my fragile brain to recall all that information. System wiped. Yeah, I used to love that Jaeger back in the day, man. Used to love that Jaeger. Interesting next fact for you all. Did you know that there are between 500 and 1,000 deaths per year due to autoerotic asphyxiation? That is, of course, where you strangle yourself while having sexual relations to the point where you have apparently insanely intense orgasms. But some people take it too far and then they end up dying, all in the act of chasing the dragon. But in this case, not with the old drugs, but with the autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah, the tugs, both off the neck and your cod piece. Yeah.
Y'all ever done any of that asphyxiation? I never floated my boat, never tried it, but I mean, you know, it sounds interesting. You know, making it more intense and all that.
We should get a boots on the ground man on the pod. A boots on the ground to.
I think that'd be the best. Yeah, man. Homework.
Homework, Stretch. Homework. Come on.
Like we said, man, you need a soldier out there sometimes.
You gotta do it. Just be careful, because we want you on the next show, you know?
Yeah, taking one for the team. It's no point you taking it too far and then not being able to report back your findings.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. Don't get caught.
One thing to bear in mind: don't get caught.
Yeah, don't get caught behind enemy lines.
Don't get caught, my friend. Don't get caught. So yeah, interesting thing. Like, I'm not really interested in that sort of thing. Like, I've got a healthy sexual appetite, that's for sure. But I mean, I'm not interested. Yeah, you kind of meat potato guy. I'm not interested in bringing toys or any other phenomena into the boudoir. You know, what God's given us, I'm happy with that. You know, use your imagination, ingenuity. You know, it's a bit like
and
that.
And you're just rough and ready anytime. You're just ready to go.
Rough and ready. Whip it out, ready to go.
What was the actual figure you pulled out, man? What was the figure of the people that have gave their life to the cause, so to speak?
Between 500 and 1,000 deaths per year.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot of people,
man.
That's
what we know about.
That's what we know about.
Yeah,
that's 500 to 1,000 freaks out there. To all those freaks that have passed away, you know,
God bless.
See into the one-eyed monster while you had Death himself grasping his cold hands around your neck. Rest in peace to you. Rest in peace.
Y'all ever see that woman that was she was a rather large lady. She was on the bigger side of ladies, and
on
like
the spectrum,
bottom girl, you know, big
make the rockin' world go round.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know that unfortunate gentleman that he was pleasuring one day, and she was all sitting on his head. And
oh goddamn,
death by asphyxiation.
Death by asphyxiation. Yeah,
no, seriously, man. She didn't know what she did. She rode herself to orgasm, and then she realized that she'd killed her fiance.
It's horrible.
I think, as a rule, once a lady gets north of say 230 pounds, don't let her sit on your head, guys. Don't understand.
Yeah, man, that's just asking for trouble. Because when they're in the height of that, that pleasure zone, ain't nothing gonna stop them from getting off that train. They're gonna ride that train right to Georgia, man.
Writhing around on top of your lifeless body,
on top of your head. Next thing, you're dead.
Hallelujah. 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 Praise be the Lord.
Oh, my. That is one of my 10 commandments right there.
I mean, absolutely. One of the better ways to go, I guess. But, I mean, if you had like a nice... And if you had like a nice meal planned afterwards, or just maybe, like, I don't know...
I think he was getting his lunch right there.
Yeah, he was getting, yeah, you could say that, but maybe going for some dessert afterwards, or maybe going to watch a game with the boys, or heading to the driving range, or to the gymnasium, cinema, whatever that guy liked to do in his spare time. Robbed him of that,
Man, that post-nut clarity must have hit hard for that one.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I took that a little bit too far. He did.
That brings a whole new level to post-nut clarity, doesn't it? I mean, we've all probably been there at one stage or another, being a bit like, was that really necessary? But, I mean, when your significant other's lying there next to you, no breath in their body, that's a whole
that's a whole other level, man.
Another level.
Absolutely.
So, rest in peace to that poor soul.
Yeah, man.
Friend of the pod.
He shouldn't have fed his missus just so much, so much. Too decadent with their lifestyle.
Especially being quite a petite man as well. I remember seeing that. I thought the difference in them is a bit too much for me.
That's brave, man.
I always think it's strange when I see that. There's a couple I can think of that's like that. Now, I would never say their names.
Y'all get up and everything up inside there.
But, yeah, exactly. But I just think, like, the logistics of that in general, like, when you got, like, a man that's like a beanpole, and you got a lady that is orbital, it's a strange combination. Why do what happens when you got that sort of relationship, and they look at each other and they're like, I know what would make my life complete. You are far bigger than average. I am far skinnier than average. Together, we're kind of like jamming.
Yeah, peanut butter the jelly, so to speak.
I just can't imagine, because it's never happened to me, I can't imagine having a significant other that significantly outweighed me. Do you know what I mean?
I remember I was getting there once, one of my ex-girlfriends from back in the day. It was a little bit strange. It wasn't quite there, but it was like probably similar, And I'm
you were a very skinny man, though. Back in the day, you were a very skinny man.
Yeah.
Skin and bone.
But it still felt strange, is what I'm saying. That was my limit. Yeah. Getting up to like similar, was kind of my limit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously it depends on the size of the guy. I mean, if you're like our good old friend Nicholas Cope, Nicky C. I mean, I don't think it would be outrageous for him to be with a gal that's a bit heavier than him, because he's a very small guy. He's got small bone structure. He's not a very tall guy, so that's more reasonable. But if you're one of those guys, if you're over 6 foot, you're a meaty guy, you're over 200 pounds, you have to be with a big old lady, a big old mare.
Not many options out there, actually.
No, there's not.
Like Brenna or Tarth, that kind of thing,
Brianna Tarth.
Tarth, that's about it. But
from Game of Thrones.
She was hot, man. That's where I would have. I think I would have sampled that on. And I remember going in Peru once as well. Some really tall Swedish ladies that I met over there. Yeah, that surprises me.
That's different though, man. They didn't indulge in too much cheesecake. They were just specimens. They were Amazonians. Like my cousin Emma, she's a tall girl, man. I don't know her weight, but I think it would be unfair to discriminate against her. Say if you just looked at the scales. And then you thought, oh, right, without, seeing
strange,
her.
Like looking up. And,
do you know what I mean?
you know.
Yeah, because she's not that much shorter than me. She's probably like the same size old Stretch over here in terms of height.
It's all proportion, man.
About 6'1" she is. I know she goes to the gym all the time, so she has quite a degree of muscle mass. Things like that. Obviously, it's going to make her heavier than otherwise. Yeah, she sort of looks like one of those Amazons, doesn't she? A bit like these Swedish ladies you were referring to. You know, so
certainly were a specimen, man.
It is swings and roundabouts. But getting back to my original point, yeah, I always just think it's strange when you see a guy. You know, say you got to see a guy 5'10", his missus 5'4", he's skinny as a rake. She is a lot bigger than that. And I just think, how do they even like live together? Like when they get up in the morning, like is he eating like one big bean for breakfast and she's just eating like a freaking massive fry up? Or you know what I mean?
They do it.
And then like extra cheesecake afterwards. Like when they go out for a meal, like how does that even work? Because she wants to order the whole menu, and he just wants a side.
Yeah, it's a bit
so
strange.
Like, how do they even coexist? Do you know what I mean?
Somebody's got that fetish.
Oh, man, they do. They do. Moving on. Did you know that scientists are unsure why humans have pubic hair, but they theorize that the hair traps secretions that hold pheromones or sexual scents in their pubes, enticing your lover-to-be to make love with you once again.
I heard once that they were kind of for protection of, like, you know, for all the friction and all the pushing.
Like padding.
You know, like kind of like some padding, to stop with the
What, so
friction.
you don't get a bruised pelvis?
Yeah, if you know, a lot of rubbing on the skin around that area, you know, a lot of abrasion.
You don't want to get friction burn?
Yeah, I don't want to get friction burn on that area, you know what I'm saying? It's get a bit
Nobody
sore.
wants to get a friction burn. Yeah, fair enough, man. Nobody wants to get friction burn.
Am I right in saying the gentlemen that go to, let's say, Turkey, and they get more hair on their head? You know, let's say they're maybe bald in a little bit.
In Turkey?
They go for
like
a
hair
little transplant.
Yeah.
I see.
Is that pubic hair that they get put in their head?
I hope not.
I hope not.
I would say the same, but for some reason, I think it might be.
You reckon that men are paying to have pubic hair on their head?
I think, because I think you have to put like live hair in your head.
So you're getting that from your pubic region?
I think, well, not me personally. No, not me personally, but I believe some of the gentlemen out there maybe.
It's a different texture, isn't it, to your actual hair, like your beard and
absolutely.
like your down there.
Yeah, I mean, I got hair straight as a whistle. You know, my hair is so straight. When I got long hair, you'd think I was straighten that son of a gun. But I can tell you I don't. But when it comes to my pubes, different story altogether. Little ringlets there. Little, similar color. You know, the thicker. Curtains match the drapes, but, you know, bit ringlety. Yeah, thinner. Are you taking the mick out of my thinning hair there, Deputy?
No, I'm just saying it's like I mean, the beard is like kind of like thicker, and then your hair is like a thinner, more fine texture, and the beard.
Oh yeah, no, it is
more generally more like thicker.
Oh no, yeah, no, you're totally right. You're totally right there. Yeah, it's like a thick little ringlety bush there protecting you. You know. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Avocados are known as the fruit of the testicle tree and are believed to have aphrodisiac qualities.
Nice.
I'm not sure I'm convinced on that one.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever eaten some avocado and thought, man, I need to head to the bedroom right now.
No, that guac never did the shock.
No, I don't think I've got the guac shack.
No,
I don't think I've ever got that. But I had heard that fact about avocados being known as, like, you know, basically testicles. Like the translation basically meaning like testicles before, which is quite interesting. Giant testicles, delicious testicles, man.
I always think oysters are an interesting aphrodisiac.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
There's lots of different things, isn't there? It's supposed to be like these kind of aphrodisiacs, but I've never felt it myself. Like, you know.
Asparagus is supposed to be another one, but that's the thing that I've eaten quite.
Pee funny.
Yeah, it makes your pee go green,
yellow.
doesn't it? And smell a little bit weird.
Yeah.
You know what? I quite like it. Something about that asparagus we smell.
It's like, well, that's interesting.
Is it like ammonia? Ammonia, that kind of smell?
No, it's like a musky scent. It's like a little musky scent.
Wow, okay.
But I
Y'all
quite
ever
like
get
it.
the sugar puff scent?
No, I've never had that.
That's something I have. No,
I get sometimes it
there?
smells
What are you
like
talking
sugar
about?
puffs.
Is that from eating sugar
You know
puffs?
what? I don't
You
know
know
if
sugar
you
puffs?
just
Is that
What, the
from
cereal?
eating sugar puffs?
Yeah,
or is
the
that
sugar
just like
cereal.
a natural?
with the sugar monster.
Yeah, that one, man.
Yeah, that big
I
old
had
son
some
of a
peas
gun.
sometimes. They smell exactly like sugar puffs.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in your body, Deputy, but I've always thought as well, and I'm sorry to report this to the fans, and I've never enjoyed this experiment, but there's something like weirdly sweet smelling about your farts as well. But like when I say sweet, I don't mean nice.
It's fermented cider.
It's far from nice. Don't get me wrong. It's just as bad as the next friend's fart. But it smells like gone off toffee popcorn.
Damn, I understand that. Yeah, my pee
I
smells
don't
like
know
sugar puffs.
do you just like, I don't know if it's just you got a real sweet tooth or something.
Not
it's just
really.
making
No,
your
it's
stuff
just
smell.
my diet. I think it's kind of like cider and.
Yeah.
Do you eat sugar puffs?
Nope, never ate a sugar puff for about 10 years. But
that is
distinctly
fascinating.
smell like sugar puffs sometimes.
When I was
think
younger, I liked sugar puffs. Yeah, probably. They do say, don't they, that if you want your lady friend to enjoy the taste of your little soldiers, to eat pineapple. Because pineapple will
make it sweet.
Will make your soldiers taste really good.
Oh,
whereas I can imagine mine doesn't taste that good because I remember hearing that, like, if you don't really ever eat any sweet foods, which I eat a lot of fruit, but other than that, not really. And I don't really eat that much pineapple, but I eat a lot of like meat and like veg and stuff. So while that's good for my health, I can't imagine it's good for the flavor of my little boys. Do you know what I mean? My little boys.
Swimmers.
The swimmers, yeah, the swimmers, yeah. So sorry about that, any lady that's ever been with me. What's up next? Formicophilia is the sexual interest of small insects or worms crawling over your body. That is
what
just
the
weird.
Hell?
That's a bit grim, man.
People like that?
If you're listening to this and you have that, turn off right now.
Absolutely.
We don't want you listening.
We don't want no friends of the pod with worms all over their body.
Absolutely not.
Getting massive boners over that.
That we appreciate a freak as much as the next person. Maybe more. In
That's
fact, definitely more.
Absolutely, yeah.
But every man has to know where he draws the line. And I draw the line at getting sexually aroused by worms or insects crawling over your body. There's nothing even like remotely
Ain't nothing nice about that.
No. If you look at an earthworm in your garden and you think, oh, I know, I want to take that little sucker inside, wriggle him all around my belly button while I fondle my balls, then
that's a love bug, man.
You need to go see someone. You need some therapy.
Absolutely.
You need some therapy. That's right, Trish. Right. Did you know that having sex at least once per week can lower a man's risk of heart disease by 30%, stroke by 50%,
right there,
and diabetes by 40%? It has also been shown that men with an active sex life are more likely to live past 80 years old. It'd be interesting to know exactly why that is. Do you think it's just because...
I think it's just such a natural thing that's such a good thing for your body, that it's just...
I think it's
good for you, man.
Yeah, I think so. I think, we all know that, cortisol is a stress hormone, right, ladies and gentlemen? So a stress hormone is called cortisol, and it's the fact that cortisol is a killer. In fact, some people say that cortisol is even worse for you than smoking. Right?
Damn.
So people that live super stressful lives aren't likely to live super long. Now, what is a very good stress reliever? What is something that makes a man or a woman very happy?
Get those serotonin flowing.
So maybe it's as simple as that,
Absolutely.
It's an enjoyable pastime, makes you feel good, gets rid of that cortisol, and it just makes you feel happy. And if you're happy, you want to live a long life. Your body's rewarding you with a longer life.
I think a great example is our good friend Robert De Niro.
Right.
Robert De Niro. That's an aged man now. He's lived a good life. Still popping out kids, man.
Is he really?
He is still popping out kids to this day. I think he just had a kid like last year or maybe even this year.
Hasn't Clint Eastwood got lots of kids as well?
It wouldn't surprise me.
He's freaking old now, man.
Exactly.
He's like 100.
Exactly. That we cracked the code.
He's still working, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's still directing and producing movies and stuff.
Wouldn't surprise me, man.
Even though he's not really acting.
I think people like that, people that have that kind of drive, they don't go.
I don't think there's no need to ever stop. I don't think.
Absolutely.
Just maybe be more careful,
Oh,
but there's never need
Professor
to stop.
McGonagall, she died recently. You remember Harry Potter?
Maggie Smith, isn't it?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah. But I think she was working, like, right up till near the end.
She must have been jumping on the crazy train. You know what I'm saying?
Dang. Yeah. Once a week.
Rest in peace.
Like working that shift stick. You know what I'm saying? Like driving a 10th town. Rest in peace, Maggie Smith.
Rest in peace.
Professor McGonagall. Whatever her name was.
That's the one.
Absolutely. That's it, man.
Maharaha.
Yeah.
Did you know that approximately 1% of people worldwide identify as asexual, which means that you have no strong sexual attraction to anybody walking the face of the earth? That's quite sad.
Yeah. Bad way
Quite
to
sad.
go.
I mean, to be completely asexual, to not be attracted to anything or anyone? You can't tell me that sometimes, regardless of your persuasion, it must be something going on there, man. You can't tell me. Sometimes, whatever your sexual preference, you will look at a beautiful human being with a certain attributes or a certain personality type, maybe combined. That's when it really hits you right in the fiddles. And then you just get sent for a ride, just in your mind. Like, not even, you just start getting a bit excited. Your blood starts pumping that little bit harder.
It's one of those
and it's just crazy to think, it's crazy to think that there's some people where nothing could make that person feel that way. Sad, man, sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The creature named Funisia dorothea is thought by most scientists to be the first animal on Earth to have ever had sex.
Wow.
Pushing back the history of sex by up to 30 million years. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. Rest in peace, Funisia dorothea. Your genus is a friend of the paw.
Yeah, man, you're a legend.
The first creature on the face of the earth to get involved with sexual relations.
Is that like a fish?
You know what? I'm sad to say I don't know. We'll find out for next week's episode. So
it is.
Do you want me to have a little search now, man, in the background?
Stretch, have a little look it up. Stretch.
And it is quite a crazy thing, isn't it? As well, like you think, there's a lot of life, a lot of plants, a lot of animals, a lot of things that can reproduce without that act of coitus, But then, like
like
there's
seahorses.
just something just comes along where it's like, we want to procreate in this way, and it's in a bit of a different, more interactive way. That's like a celebration of life. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. Whoa, hallowed be thy name. Thank God that we do have it. Imagine if we were like one of those creatures that didn't.
Yeah, man, that'd just be boring. It'd be like, what's almost the point? You just, you got this other thing you're doing going along, but it's a big part of life, big interesting part of life.
I think it's a bigger part of life than we probably even realize. How many movies have been sold? How many posters have been sold? How many albums or singles have been sold? Because whether you realize it consciously or not, there's something about, say, the front woman of the movie, the lead woman, or the whatever, the front woman or man of the band, whatever, that is intrigued you and got you hot under the collar, and then as a result, you're buying that product. As I said, it could be a poster, could be a perfume, an aftershave. You walk into the store, you see Scarlett Johansson. Oh, Scarlett Johansson's modeling the new Dolce & Gabbana, the one. I'm going to buy that.
Because maybe
I'm going to smell real nice.
Yeah,
because then people that look like because then people like Scarlett Johansson are going to want to sniff me all over. So if you want to know, Stretch, that's Funisia dorothea. That's spelled F-U-N, like fun.
Absolutely.
I-S-I-A. That's Funisia.
Got that.
Second word, Dorothea, D-O-R-O-T-H-E-A.
I got it, man. I got it.
So what was it, Stretch? Enlighten us.
It looks like some form of worm, man. Some form of worm. I'm going to hold it up to the camera for everybody.
That's gross.
See if that can
focus.
There we go.
It looks
sort of like a little wormy thing. You see that? Well, have a little look if I can find a better photo for y'all.
Respect to it for enjoying fellatio.
Absolutely, man. What a legend.
Not what I imagined. But fair play. I don't know even how that.
They would just
how that happened.
On the end of each other. They'd just be going like that.
That is impressive. Man.
Like
getting off.
Like prehistoric scissoring.
Yeah.
Sort of like a prehistoric scissor. Yeah.
Some of that prehistoric scissoring. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is quite an interesting statistic. Statistics show that approximately 1 in 5 Americans has indulged in sex with a colleague at work at some point in their lives.
Wowee.
Oh.
I think I would have liked to, but I don't know if I have.
Yeah. What about you, Stretch?
No, I can't say I have, man. I can't say I have. I think we may be in the minority, but yeah, if we had 2 more people.
You definitely tried.
Access
fair
denied.
Fair play, man.
Definitely tried, but access denied. What, that lesbian woman?
That's another one. I was thinking.
You tried several times.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lady of his
make
desires.
my day, my Wednesday evenings when I would work at Asda behind the counters. Oh my God!
Oh, I remember this young lady.
My God.
I remember that young lady.
Oh my God,
yep.
She was the apple of my eye. And then
you had the hots for her.
Oh damn! Nothing could ever go there. She had a boyfriend and all that. Oh. But we used to have some wonderful conversations back there behind the chickens.
While you were spreading that
pizzas.
Barbecue sauce.
I was trying all kind of things. Nothing worked though. Yeah. But another one was at Hinkley Point. There was a fine lady.
A woman of lesbian.
Oh no! Another one.
Oh, sorry, another one still.
Yeah, and I remember. I remember.
There's plenty of skeletons in the closet.
You know, my mama used to make those
stones.
Those stones, yeah, with the things. I remember this little girl. She had one of those little sausage dogs, and once I got my mom to make her a thing with a big sausage dog on there. Like, just to kind of profess my love.
Enticing her with your sausage, you could say.
Yeah, but that didn't even work.
That didn't work?
Man,
nope.
If that don't work, nothing's going to work. That's what I say.
If the sausage don't work, what is going to work?
That's
By that point, you've exhausted your options.
Absolutely. And then the lesbian one you were talking about, very pretty young lady.
I think I met her once. Yeah, maybe.
She's called Laura.
Friendly spirit, maybe.
Yeah. We go out sometimes, have a little drink of poo. And I remember I saw her in galleries once out in town when we were youngsters. And I remember I followed her into the female bathroom facilities, and they had a sofa in there. And I was like, "What's going on here?" And so I sat down on the sofa, wait for her to do her business and all that, and come out. She just walked right past me.
What? She walked right past. So you were breaking federal law. You were breaking federal law
I was about 10 Jack Daniels in, probably about 15.
You were just chilling on the female sofa.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. In a female bathroom facility.
That is pretty crazy, to be honest.
I was like, dang, what's that doing there?
The thing that's quite funny to me and intriguing to me is, do you think she saw you?
Yeah, man, she saw me follow her in.
So she saw you in the latrine. She saw you in the ladies' latrine. But she just walked on past. That makes it awkward. She walked on past you.
She kind of was
and
like,
just
what
left
you on the sofa.
And then just walked right out. And then the next thing you know, you're just a strange man in the ladies' latrine.
Yeah,
in the ladies' jet. Yeah,
I'm getting out of here.
I once got kicked out of the ladies' toilet in Weatherspoons.
Oh damn.
I shouldn't have been in there. But in my defense, a more mature lady had pulled me in there.
Oh, damn.
Oh, my.
And then I'm not going to say who it was, but then a girl that we used to go to school with, Deputy, she came out one of the cubicles, saw me in there. She went and got security. And they came into the ladies. They told me to leave.
Y'all got to get out of here right now.
I just complied, I didn't have any I didn't have a dog in that fight. I was just I didn't even particularly want to be in there. A more mature lady had decided she'd taken a liking to me, and I believe she dragged me in there. That's what my memory is telling me. Maybe I've deluded myself. But
sometimes, man, you find yourself in places you don't want to be, and that sounds like one of those times.
Yeah, and then I remember I just left, and there was this lady, and she was like flirting pretty hard with me, but then she just left and never saw her again.
Oh, that was that. See you later.
That was that. Yeah,
that was that.
She was like old enough to be my mother, and I was probably like 19, 18 at the time. But just a short-lived venture. I'm going a bit off topic. The only other time I can think that I've been in a ladies' toilet. Don't worry, ladies. We don't make a common thing of this. We know we shouldn't be in there. I remember do you remember those rugby Albion gigs?
Uh-huh.
Down at Albion Rugby Football Club back in the day, Deputy Raymond.
Man, good venue.
And I just remember being in the girls' toilets with our good friend Georgie Linden.
Oh,
but like
okay.
but she was just like I think she was just like, oh yeah,
makeup?
come in, because we were like chatting anyway.
Yeah, quite
and we
chill.
were like so close at the time. We didn't want to break up the conversation. Just because she needed to go to the bathroom, so I just came in with her, you know?
Yeah, that's it, man.
It was innocent. It was innocent, man. There was nothing behind that. And then there was no other ladies in there. It was just us.
Oh, that's
and
not,
then
that's
we just
not
went
bad,
up.
man.
I think Josh was in there as well with us.
Wow. Did they have a sofa?
Yeah, 2-man, and no, they didn't. It was
sofa.
It was a bit more of a bare bones kind of establishment. So you just had a couple of cubicles. That was it. So me and Josh were just there with Georgie, and then we left with Georgie. You know, simple as that. I think that's the only time I've frequented a ladies' latrine. And it's important to mention that, men, if you're listening, don't go in the ladies.
No, absolutely not.
Don't go in there. Maybe if it's a specific occasion and you are invited in there, then that's different. As I was going to say as we were, but you definitely weren't by the time. You were like
Daisy.
You were a predator in the night.
Yeah, man.
But no, it's just a shame, man. It's one of those forbidden tales. It's like Romeo and Juliet, you know. Except for rather than their families hating each other, you were straight and she was lesbian.
That's it, man.
You know,
I thought
forbidden
I could
love.
turn her.
You thought you could turn. Sometimes that's just life teaching you a lesson. You know, you can't always have what you want. We've all been there, man. We've all been there. I know I've been in there. And sometimes you need to know when to quit. There's been times in my life I've thought, how much do I want to pursue this? And even if I've originally been very enthusiastic about the thing I'm thinking of pursuing, I think about it and I think, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth the energy,
the time and effort.
And it's not worth sort of like causing their life upheaval just for me to try and, get more familiar with this lady, with this individual. So just leave them be. Leave them be. That was a little bit like a lady we both know back along, and I first met her, and I sort of had the hots for her. I don't know if you don't say her name, but you know which one I'm on about? And I thought, oh, yeah, she's a nice lady. I thought, I might try and make her my girlfriend. And then it turned out that she had a feller in that, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it be. It would have been nice to pursue it, but it wasn't one of those things. I didn't like her enough to try and like break her up with her fella in that, and I thought as a man as well that probably wasn't the good thing to do. Like just to indulge in some sort of like just
right,
like when
fancy.
you see a nice. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's like no more really than if you see like a really good cheeseburger or something and you want to eat it, but
y'all
do you
know
really
this time
need
and
it?
Place?
Yeah, exactly. You don't need it, so just leave it be. Leave it be. Let someone else have that cheeseburger that wants it more. Maybe they were first in line, so don't cut in. Don't cut in. Did you know that the aroma of wine can arouse both men and women? I wonder how many people in the world have indulged in relations after a few glasses of wine. I'm betting it's quite a lot. The scents of many wines are believed to replicate human sexual pheromones.
Oh my God!
Chemical substances that cause behavioral responses in the nether regions of the Homo sapien. Yeah, so that's interesting. And it makes you wonder, for all those ladies out there that really like their wine, maybe they're more kinky than we at first realized.
That's a good point.
Maybe we're just thinking they got a wine habit. They like getting home from work and having a glass of wine. But why?
Exactly. Is there a deeper meaning there?
You always got to ask why. Why is what will make you find out the real answer,
Absolutely.
It's not what are they doing. It's why are they doing it.
That's it. And I can imagine the red wine is more on that spectrum than, say, like white wine or rosé. For some reason, I don't know why.
Absolutely. I think red's quite a sexy color, man. I think that's probably part of the reason.
Robust.
Oh yeah, you get that. You get that fine colored claret. It's like the color of blood.
Absolutely.
And there's something sexual about blood a little bit.
Color of passion.
I don't want to sound like Nosferatu on your ass, but like, there's something primal, a little bit about it, about like blood and sex,
Y'all be chopping them up. Damn.
No, not chopping them up.
No.
Yeah. Just, I'm talking about like primal stuff, man. You know, it's like primal, you know, it's like primal.
It's like the fluids, man. Like bodily
it's
fluids.
the fluids of life. It's the fluids of life.
Just imagine yourself right now, I don't even particularly like drinking wine, but I'm just imagining myself with a nose after a night over a nice shadow enough to pop right now. Getting my nose right up in that. Baby, just tickling the glass as I'm getting my nose in there. Sniffing up that shadow enough to pop.
Experience.
Tickling the glass.
Yeah, and it sort of sets you up for a nice evening, doesn't it, you know? So I'm not
French as well, the city of love.
Oh yeah, the French love their red wine.
They love their wine.
And is it no coincidence that they just what's Paris known as?
It's the city of love.
The city of love. That's you just said.
L'amour de vie or something like that.
Oh man, you're very sophisticated
young
man.
You know, man, I like my baguettes.
McCoy.
Absolutely.
Ever since he's been able to grow facial hair, he's doubled his IQ.
That's right.
Right, moving on. According to the Kinsey Institute, the average speed of sperm during ejaculation is 28 miles an hour. Can you believe that?
That's amazing.
That's very fast speed for ejaculate, you know, faster than any of us will ever run.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Unless maybe you're Usain Bolt. Maybe.
Imagine how crazy that must feel for the little swimmers. Just all of a sudden going that fast. They're like,
yeah, man. Do you reckon that's why we like driving cars? Do you reckon that's why we like driving cars with turbos?
Probably, man. I'd say
takes us back to that ejaculate.
They should put that race on, man.
We were the ones that came out first.
We were, my friend. We've all been there. We've dormant
all been
memory.
On that journey.
The most dormant memory we have.
Whoa!
You know,
I ain't never thought about that. I wonder if that is a memory. If you could actually
warp speeding
go back.
Out of the one-eyed monster.
Yeah, man. If you could go back far enough, you could.
You just
remember
relive
shooting
an experience. Turbo driving out of that Cyclops, right into the Valley of Love.
Usain Bolt highest ever recorded speed, 27.8. So that's a race we got to make, man.
So that's
a race we got to put on.
Even Usain Bolt cannot match the speed he first attained.
That's amazing.
When he first came out of his father's balls.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, it makes me wonder, even not just like why we like driving fast cars, but maybe even like why we like watching like Star Trek and Star Wars. You know, when they hit warp speed.
Oh yeah.
Or when they
man.
Or what is it called? Hyperspace. Hyperspace in Star Wars.
Dang,
you know, like we're trying to get back to that point.
That pace.
There was some good hyperspeeds in. I watched that Ashoka. Program.
Oh, Ahsoka. Oh, yeah.
Ahsoka.
Oh, I like that. Ahsoka's good,
man,
isn't it?
That was so
like
good.
That show.
And they had some good hyper speeds going on in that. Like lots in the episodes, you know.
Yeah, I bet you'd like to get a bit hyper speed with Ahsoka.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah. She would damn fine with her big thing is hanging down.
Yeah. I know what you mean. For a lady that's
her
orange,
eyes and
she's
smile.
attractive.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah. Fondle her big white and blue
she could
tendrils.
tickle me with her
Tendrils. Yeah, man, any day. Let's talk about interesting names for intercourse. You know, obviously you've got like, you know, your boring terms, but there's also some more fruity terms, some of which I imagine people will not be familiar with, but maybe you can take this and use it in your personal life to your advantage. Right, so intercourse can sometimes be referred to as afternoon delight, also known as dancing the mattress. This is one of my personal favorites, rumbusticating.
I like that.
Rumbusticating. You can go up to a stretch, as you are the only single man in the room. You go up to a lady you like the look of, obviously. No, don't say this at first, obviously. You know, court her. Really, like, take the signs in that she likes you too, and then when you think it's time, excuse me, ma'am, do you want to do some rumbusticating with me?
Absolutely, man.
She might say, now what do you mean by that? And then you can say, well, come with me and I'll show you.
Yeah, that's it. You know, I'm taking notes here, ladies and gents. And I think y'all should too, that are listening in this week.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That would probably be a better thing to say than the one I'm going to say next, which is, I like the sound of, but it's more like the thing you'd expect maybe a pirate to say to you. Right, and that's spearing the bearded clam. You could say I'm going to spear the bearded clam. Yeah, that's quite a good one, isn't it?
That paints a picture. Yeah. It really does.
The next one is something I could imagine some hotshot CEO would say to maybe like his secretary, that he's just given a very, very unfair pay rise to. And this is a horizontal refreshment. Right? You can imagine the scene. hot shot CEO. Got a big office somewhere at the top of some skyscraper somewhere. It's got this nice-looking young secretary. She's just got off her job at Subway. Next thing you know, she's on $100K a year. Why? She doesn't even know it. And she walked. So Delilah, not Delilah. That's my second cousin. That's your mom's name.
Yeah.
So Daphne, would you like some horizontal refreshment this afternoon? What do you mean, boss? Well, step into my own suite. You know. There you go, horizontal refreshment. Testing the mattress. That's one more. Testing the mattress. We've all been there. Have you ever broken a bed or accidentally ever done anything like that, or a slat due to sexual relations?
I've definitely broken some slats before.
Yeah. We've all been there, broken a few slats, man. To be fair, it's usually just because I jump on the bed too rambunctiously. You know, have you ever done that? I've been like,
oh, absolutely, man. I've been hitting 5-star frog splashes on that thing. So.
Gone into a hotel room, you're a bit excited, you run and jump on the bed. First thing you hear,
you're like,
oh man,
oh damn. Hopefully, I don't get a bill for that. Right, moving on. The amount of semen produced with each ejaculation is 1 to 2 teaspoons. The typical man will produce about 14 gallons of sperm in his lifetime.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's and in 14 gallons of sperm, there's about
juice.
There's 500 billion sperm in 14 gallons of sperm.
Oh my God!
Can you believe that?
That's amazing.
500 billion. 500 billion potential lives. When you bear in mind that there's not even 10 billion people on the planet, but every man can produce 500 billion sperms in his lifetime.
Amazing.
That's amazing. That's a crazy fact, isn't it?
Am I wrong? Am I out of pocket for saying this? One tablespoon. Teaspoon, right?
It was
one teaspoon.
A teaspoon.
1 teaspoon.
It's a little one. Yeah.
That 1 teaspoon doesn't seem like a lot. Am I?
1 to 2 teaspoons for. Are you trying to tell us?
Damn, son, you got 10 trillion going on there.
You have a massive load of ejaculates.
Would you not say 1 teaspoon seems a little short?
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons seems about right, and I think depending on your frequency. Do you know what I mean? If the wells run dry...
sometimes that's just a dribble, man.
I mean, I remember once I came over to Deputy Raymond's house, and I said, what have you been doing with your day? And he said something along the lines of he'd been pleasuring himself nonstop all day. I think he might have even said he'd done it like 5 times or something. I bet by the end, just smoke came out. Just smoke came out the nozzle by the end. There wasn't even a drop.
Wow, man. Going for a world record.
Yeah, so in that scenario... there's not much coming out by the end stretch.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So it depends on the frequency, and I think it depends on the stimulation. Now, obviously, if something's got you extra hot under the collar, your balls are going to be working overtime, producing those sperms. If you're doing it more just because you're bored and you've already been that day, then there's not going to be that much coming out, really, is there,
I don't think so.
No.
But maybe, I think we just got a little secret insight into the life of Stretch there, and I think that's, ladies, just in case you're listening, he is single, and apparently he has powerful ejaculates that he can shoot from his Cyclops.
From here to there.
If you want to know more, message in.
That's a medal I'm proud to wear, man.
I'll give you his personal details, whether he likes it or not. Moving on. Many researchers consider the skin to be the largest sex organ and the brain to be the most powerful, which is interesting. I've never thought of your skin as like a sex organ before, But I guess
have heard that it's the largest organ on your body. But I mean, how's it even an organ?
I guess, it's a good point. I guess like skin just must just fit that criteria. But we'd have to ask a dermatologist maybe for more insights. But I guess touch is a very stimulating and powerful thing. It's a very intimate thing, isn't it? And I guess that's why sometimes touch can feel a little bit awkward with people that you're not accustomed to.
Oh man, I got a massage the other day from Di, the lady who helped us. With the
Brazilian lady.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, that was so good.
Is she a doula?
She's doula, yeah. And
she's a Brazilian doula.
Her official title is birth keeper. And
right, that's more. That sounds cooler.
Like a beekeeper.
Yeah,
Did she
like
come
a
up with that
bird
herself?
keeper. I think it's a thing that's it seems to be like a thing from Instagram anyway. Now I get all these baby videos coming from here, there, and everywhere. But she you know,
come hither.
As part of the process of all that, Meg was getting quite a lot of massages, and she said, you know, if Meg can give on up, I can give you a massage next week. I'm like, hell yeah, let's get on that. And damn, talking about that sensory perception,
sensuality.
You know, and the
sensuality,
man,
that
and
touch
those
on
hands.
touch.
I was like, damn, you'll keep rubbing my neck.
Oh man,
on my back.
I bet.
Wow,
everywhere.
Well, you
so
be.
good.
Well, let's face it, Deputy. You'd be lying if you said you didn't like that.
I told her right there, damn straight.
You said you loved it. It's a
best
lovely
massage
thing.
of my life.
Having a massage is a lovely thing. Sometimes just like a little stroke, or maybe even just. I think that's why we like holding. You know, if you're like got a partner, you like holding their hands, or sometimes just a little tickle, maybe just a little tickle of your fancy somewhere.
Tickle.
Just a little tickle of your fancy, and then you know, just things like massages. They're so insanely sensual, but sometimes there can be an overlap between sensual and sexual, and this is where that comes into it. Maybe the sex organ type thing. Yeah, this is quite an interesting one. I feel like this might have been written by a corrupt female scientist, but I also think it makes sense, and that is that men who do a lot of housework also tend to have more sex. So, fellas,
that ain't true for me right now. I'm doing all the housework. I ain't getting any.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear, man. I'm sorry to hear. To be fair, you got quite a young child in the house. I'm sure as you know, once the child's a little bit older, maybe you get back on the horse.
That spark.
Rekindle that spark, get back on the horse. You know, grease that groove a little bit. You know, once the priorities shift a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? You know, you're doing the housework. Maybe your lady friend is watching you scrubbing those dishes. She's watching you scrubbing those dishes. She's watching you mopping that floor. She's watching you folding that laundry. Exactly. It's time for a Tuesday special. You know. So yeah, doing the housework, fellas.
I'm on Tuesday special.
And you know, if you don't enjoy it at first, you know, maybe stick on your favorite music. Maybe stick on a podcast you're choosing. Maybe Pandora's Box, and you might be surprised how much you get into doing that housework. Because I have to say, you might even smile. I would say I honestly enjoy doing the housework sometimes.
Yeah, man. You know, even some DIY. You know, DIY. We spoke about this before.
That's right.
It's so fun, man. I was saying to you, I've redone my room. I've redone my room recently, and that was some of the most fun I've had in the weekend.
Yeah,
just painting the walls, you know, putting the drawers up.
It's nice to feel constructive. And if you say you look at a kitchen sink, it's got loads of dishes in the sink, loads of stuff on the draining board, put away all the stuff on the draining board, do all the dishes that's in the sink, put that on the draining board, and then dry all that up, put away, and you can just see that it's just ready for the next day.
Oh, man.
That's a nice feeling.
It's a good
That's
feeling.
a nice feeling.
I remember looking at all that the other day, and I said, I don't want to be that man who just leaves that sitting there, you know? It's just, it just looks horrible.
Don't leave your house in clutter. A cluttered kitchen is a cluttered mind.
Absolutely.
Straight.
And a cluttered mind can't enjoy the sexual privileges that this realm can sometimes provide. Moving on. Lisa Sparks. She's a lady that's known for porn.
Oh, damn.
Once had intercourse with 919 men in just 24 hours.
Oh, my God.
She set a world record for that. So that's the world record. 919 men in 24. I'm not sure if that's a record you want to be proud of, really. And I don't encourage anybody listening to try and beat that because, I mean, I can imagine for a start, I can imagine she was very sore afterwards.
She won't sleep for a month after that. Oh,
for sure. And then, you know, friction burn alone, that must have hurt. You know, it's like anything. You ride a bike too much, you're going to have an achy groin, you know. So, you know, especially if something, you know, and the seats on the back don't even go up in you. At least not any I've ever rode. But, I bet there's some sort of weird kinky back.
You're riding the wrong bike.
Yeah, I bet there's some sort of weird. Yeah, I mean, at least you wouldn't fall off the bike.
Yeah,
you'd be
there
like,
nice and sturdy.
You'd be right on that, you know. But yeah, and also, you know, you'd have to trust that every single person that you were having relations with was like all clean and that. And then when you got that many people, I think it's pretty unnatural to try and sleep with that many people in that amount of time,
Absolutely. Was that in 24 hours?
Yeah, that was in 24 hours.
My God.
919 men in 24 hours.
My God.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy stuff.
But, fair play. She is in the history books.
She's in the history books.
Exactly. She's on the pod.
Controversy creates cash. Yeah, she's on the pod. She's on the pod. So, Lisa Sparks, we wish you well, regardless of how sore your JJ may be. Right, moving on. Couples in Greece have the most sex of anybody in the world. I'm not surprised about that.
I ain't surprised at that.
Sex is like intricately woven into the culture of Greece, and it always has been. Approximately 164 times per year. That's how often apparently Greek couples have sex. 164 times per year. Brazil is in second. I'm not surprised by that either. Very sexual people, Brazilians. Very sensual, as Deputy Raymond can tell you. Brazil follows closely. They have sex 145 times a year. The global average, just for your information, is about 103. So Greek couples have on average sex 61 times more than the average couple in the world. So it's quite a significant number, really. Quite a significant number.
That's a lot.
And Brazilians, have sex 43 times. Sorry, 42 times more than the average couple. So long live the Greeks and long live the Brazilians. As I said, Greeks have always been sexual people. You hear stories, they're old stories going back to the days of ancient Greece, lots of sexuality. And even my own personal experience, the only guy I know, I guess technically he's British, but Greek blood and Greek ancestry. My friend Max Karakides, I'm going to say his name because I know he wouldn't mind me saying, and everybody knows anybody anyway. But he would just be trying to have sex with everything all the time. Back when we were younger, he probably still is now. I don't know. I don't really see him anymore very often. He just sex mad all the time, and he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care what the person looked like. He wouldn't care anything as long as he could have sex with it. That's what was important to him. So
wow.
Yeah. So long live Max Karakides and long live the Greeks. Some people are able to orgasm while working out, thanks to what's known as repetitious core movement.
I have seen this.
Yeah,
I have seen this. Not in person,
I was gonna say,
but I've seen this on the social medias and stuff like this. Well, a woman saying that is something that they go through.
Do you remember? I don't know if you guys have ever watched Pumping Iron, but there's a scene in Pumping Iron, which is the famous movie. It's one of the movies that made Arnold Schwarzenegger famous because basically a documentary team back in 1975. They were intrigued by bodybuilding, and they wanted to follow around the top bodybuilders in the world for that year's Mr. Olympia contest. So, and obviously, as Arnold Schwarzenegger was the top bodybuilder in the world, he was Mr. Olympia. A lot of the footage was done following him around in interviews with him. And there's a famous clip with him, and he's talking about training, and he's going on about how training is as good to him as coming is. As coming is. It's he literally says that to him, training is as good as having sex with a woman and coming. So, crazy. Might seem crazy to some, but working out does make you feel good. Oh man, working out makes me feel good. It's never made me come. But
I'm glad about that.
But it makes me feel mighty fine. Makes me feel mighty fine. The inventor of Kellogg's cornflakes, Dr. Kellogg himself,
Dr. Kellogg,
he believed that a healthy diet would help control a person's sexual thoughts. Do you know what I think, Dr. Kellogg? I think you're full of rubbish.
Yeah,
I heard something about this with the cereals, and they're trying to repress that with the cereals or something. Is that what that's about?
I think there was some corruption going on. There was some corruption going on with cereals back in the day. By the way, when I say I think Dr. Kellogg's full of rubbish, I obviously think that a healthy diet is going to make you have a healthier sex drive than somebody that has a really bad diet. But what I mean is, if he's using that to try and then promote Kellogg's, I think that's probably he's got an agenda there.
They do say breakfast, the most important meal of the day.
Even that's not true, though, man.
No, I've got to say, I'm not really a breakfast person.
Me neither.
Myself.
The main thing, I think if you like to have a big breakfast, and have a big breakfast. If you don't like to, then eat your meals later on in the day. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the overall picture. You know, not when you're having what. You know, it's more about total daily, consumption, things like that. Not like people get bogged down on that minutia. You know, like there's some sort of magical thing about breakfast or something. It's like, nah, it's just more like, you know, do what's best for you, eat well-rounded, and try and move, basically. Right, moving on. During 30 minutes of active sex, you can burn 200 calories. The average person burns 200 calories. So that's not bad, you know.
It's all right.
Next time you're thinking of going out for a jog, maybe see if your significant other maybe would want to get jiggy in the sheets instead. Did you know that heterosexual women have fewer orgasms than men or bisexual or lesbian women? That's a shame.
Fewer.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Unfortunate.
Heterosexual women have fewer orgasms than men or bisexual or lesbian women, which basically it doesn't speak fondly of us men.
No.
It shows maybe that we're selfish lovers, or maybe that we're clueless lovers. You know, I'm not tarring all of our gender with that brush.
I mean,
I'd like to think I'm not like that. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of consideration. You got to put the work in and make your woman pleasure. And let's face it, I'm sure there are some men out there that just aren't even bothered. You know, they're all about themselves, all about their own gratification. But you gotta look after your lady. You gotta make sure that she is being seen to. You gotta
wise birds,
grease the groove.
Hallelujah.
Yep, that's right. Did you know that the one thing that we have that's a bit strange in some Western countries is the association between sex and sin. But this hasn't always been that way. It's to do with Christianity, really. But pre-Christian religions often regarded sex as a celebration and as a form of godly worship, of religious worship. It was woven into their religious practices, especially in things like paganism. Sex was seen as mirroring the sensual power of the gods. And did you know that to this day, in, say, Scandinavian countries, it's a lot more open about having sex, about just having open sex. You know, they'll meet someone, they like the look of them, they'll have sex, and that's all it is. There's no feeling of guilt. There's no feeling even to keep that a secret.
Must
or
be
feeling
quite a
like
liberating feeling, quite a freeing feeling.
And I've heard that Americans and British folk that go dating in Scandinavia find that odd at first. But most people ultimately like it because maybe they're a little bit more in tune with their pagan ancestors than we are, and a little bit more. Yeah, they're treating sex as like a normal thing. It's like worship. It's a normal part of life. It's not something that you should feel guilty about. You know, if you're like not married or whatever. You know,
take the taboo out of it.
Take the taboo and just get on that horse and ride it out of town.
Absolutely,
that's right. Did you know that people who are sexually active tend to have a more healthy immune system, greater bladder control, lower blood pressure, and a lower risk of heart attack? Sex can also soothe stress, improve sleep, and decrease the risk of prostate cancer. So, more reasons why I should engage in healthy sex life. Did you know that there's a thing called nipplegasm? I don't know if either of you gentlemen have ever known a lady like this. I've known a couple of ladies that really that have very sensitive nipples. Nipplegasm is when women can achieve orgasm purely through nipple stimulation.
Damn,
that's
some goals, man.
These are some sensitive nipples, some really sensitive nipples. You know, according to one survey, 53% of respondents said they would rather have coffee than sex. That's crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, sometimes I would rather have a coffee than sex. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if I wake up in the morning, I'm really tired. I need a coffee.
Man. It's more of a necessity for me as a coffee. You know, that real nice, lovely coffee at first thing in the morning. Got to be done.
I also think one of the things that makes sex not so enjoyable is if you're really dehydrated.
Okay.
So you wake up.
I think I spend my life dehydrated, so I probably wouldn't know the difference, but
yeah.
I got to get on the coffee grind, man. I've never had a coffee in my whole damn life.
Oh my God.
I can't believe that.
When you get into the coffee, you do it in all different ways. You get a Chemex filter, or you get a nice one of those little espresso machines that I got from Italy that literally like steams up the coffee. There's so many different ways, and damn, it hits you hard, tastes good, all the flavors. Oh my God, it's one of the finer things in my life for me.
Man, I've seen videos of the people that have all the the goos and the gauze, and they're
gadgets,
exactly gadgets, all of it, and they're putting dust in one thing and they're prodding it down and putting it in another thing and making a shot of espresso into an orange or something like that. Damn. And I'll see these things and I think I'd like to do that one day.
Oh,
I'd like to experience this side of life, but
indulge a little bit.
But up to my current age, I can't say I've ever delved.
Is it just the fact that you don't like hot drinks?
I don't know, man, because I'm not a fan of hot drinks. Don't get me wrong, not a fan of hot drinks. Don't drink tea, but if I was to be out in the snow, I would want a hot chocolate, right?
Right.
So it's not like I am completely opposed to the idea of drinks over a certain temperature. It's just like I don't know. It's never been in front of me. With the opportunity has never arisen.
Right.
Like a real tasty, nice coffee.
Well, I think
I should start on like Frappuccino or something like that, sort of ease myself in with the milky,
just like a nice cold one.
Yeah, I quite like because then I get the buzz, but I maybe don't get the temperature, which is part of the thing that puts me off.
Yeah, and I guess you could get accustomed to the flavor because to me, I think coffee is a bit like a vinegar or a bit like Marmite in terms of it's a strong and quite bitter taste, and if you don't like it, then I can see why you don't like it. But if you do like it, you're probably gonna really like it.
Yeah, see, I've had like coffee flavored stuff, like maybe ice cream here or there, like coffee cake. Coffee cake, I don't mind, to be fair. But
I love some coffee cake.
Like I don't know, coffee chocolate. Not a fan, man. Not a fan. What's those? What are those little doohickeys that they used to sell? They had like a toffee one, a coffee one, like a Malteser.
Rebel. Yeah,
Rebels. That's it. Rebels. I've had them. Not a fan of the coffee one, man.
I love the coffee one.
Yeah, so maybe it's just not for me, man. Maybe it's just not for me. Let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments. Yeah. Well, what should I do? How should I delve into this?
I think a nice flat white is something to work to, where it's like it's quite
that's
small.
That's a probably safe one.
But like full of flavor because it's like half milk, but like whole milk, so it's a bit more like thicker or something, and then half coffee. Oh damn!
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat desserts very often unless I'm on like holiday or unless it's a real special occasion. But to me, you can't get much better than say like a nice coffee and like nutty dessert. Like a tiramisu, nice creamy coffee flavored dessert, or like a. You have sometimes something along the lines of like a hazelnut coffee cake or something.
Right. I love
walnut
man, and an affogato as
coffee
well.
And walnut. What's that?
Affogato. You had one of them where it's just like the ice cream, and then they get a shot of hot coffee and they just pour it over the ice cream, and you get like, oh my god, that's good affogato. And sometimes you get it with a bit of Tia Maria in or something as well. Just give it that little bit of alcohol, like spark with it.
Oh, that's another thing I like. I like my alcoholic coffees.
Yeah.
I like an Italian coffee, which is when you have coffee with amaretto. That's my favorite. Obviously, you got different ones. You can get Tia Maria. I can't remember what's the Tia Maria. Is that a Greek coffee?
Tia Maria is a type of liquor.
I know, but they got different names.
Okay, yeah.
So you could have like a Scottish, like a Scottish coffee would be like
Is that like
whiskey.
What's Bailey's?
Oh,
like Irish coffee?
might be Irish.
Sense, yeah.
And I think French is brandy.
Yeah.
So if you have a French if you ask for a French coffee, they'll give you a brandy coffee. If you ask for an Italian one, they'll give you an amaretto coffee. But amaretto is just such a lovely flavor on its own. It just really complements coffee as far as I'm concerned. So coffee.
I mean, it originated in Jamaica, Tia Maria. So maybe it's a Jamaican coffee.
Oh, wow. I think you're right. I think I might have heard that because I mean, you can see it on a menu sometimes, depending on the establishment you're in. You will be able to see it'll say like French coffee, brandy, and then it will say all the different ones and. I do think that rings a bell, actually.
Yeah, because Tia Maria is from Jamaica.
Right, yeah, it might be a Jamaican one. I'm interested to know now, is there such thing as a Greek? Maybe there is no such thing as a Greek coffee. I mean, you wouldn't want like a coffee with you wouldn't want a coffee with ouzo in. That would be gross. Yeah, I love the Greeks, and their food is delicious, but ouzo's not very great, in my opinion. It's pretty
See, I like it, because it's quite like a sambuca.
You like ouzo?
It's like Sambuca.
I'm not a fan of Sambuca either, so that's probably why.
I can't do tequila. I heard that people who like tequila don't like Sambuca, and people who like Sambuca don't like tequila, and I definitely don't like tequila. And I like Sambuca.
I think I bucked that train because I don't think I'm really on I'm not in either of those.
You don't like either of them. Oh, fair enough.
I don't think so, I'd pick tequila over Sambuca, but I'm not going to pick either in
oh my God.
Out of
tequila
joy,
is one of the only drinks, even if I haven't been drinking and I put that in my mouth, it'll make me like want to throw up just straight away from just even like, you know, like when you get the like when you got it in your mouth. Yep. Oh my God.
That's that. I'm like that with Sambuca, man.
Oh, but Sambuca, I'm like whoa, because it's that aniseed. It's like licorice, you know. Right. I like that aniseedy licorice taste.
I just think when you compare liqueurs like that to say like a limoncello from Italia. Oh, like limoncello's so
different
delicious.
Level, man.
I remember. Oh man, and they got so many different ones. They're most famous for obviously limoncello, but they got like melon varieties,
Midori,
strawberry varieties. They got apple varieties. Absolutely delicious. The Italians know how to make anything taste divine. Right. Let's move on. Almost comes to the end of the show, but we can poke out a couple more. People who sleep on their stomachs with their arms above their head are more likely to have sexual dreams. Try that, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know your success rate. Yeah, try it and let us know how it gets on.
How do y'all sleep? That's my question.
Usually on my left side.
Yeah.
But I sometimes sleep on my right side, although it's not very often. And I do, I like on my back. But if I sleep on my back, this might sound like oddly specific, but if I'm on my back, I don't like to have my head on the pillow at all. I like to just flat on the mattress.
Oh, damn.
I feel like it's better for my neck, and I just feel more comfortable that way. Maybe I've just gotten used to it. I don't know.
That's good. I get apnea when I sleep on my back. I get apnea and I snore. But if I sleep on my side,
I snore like a hog. Yeah, I've heard that.
My whole life, I've slept on my side. I've always slept on my right side, towards the wall, right? But recently, and we're talking, last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've been sleeping on my back, man, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it's
amazing,
nice.
man.
Yeah, I think it's nice. Do you know what? This is so oddly specific, but sometimes I feel like it just hits perfectly if I'm on my back. I'll put my hands like this on my chest, and that just feels really nice to me. And I'll sleep like that with my hands on my chest. And I have to have my fingers like that, interwoven. I can't keep like that or anything.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Together.
And like a carcass.
Yes, kind of.
Absolutely.
Getting a little bit metal. And I just feel super comfy, and I just love that, Yeah, man.
That's why they put them like that, man.
Maybe.
It's a comfy spot.
Interlocking mechanisms. Moving on. Although nearly any body part or item of clothing may be an object of sexual fetishism, the shoe and the humble foot are two of the most common fetishes in Western society.
The shoe.
See, I've never really understood that. And don't get me wrong. I don't mind feet.
I quite like feet.
Feet, they don't disturb. They don't disturb me in any way. I would suck my missus' toes, but I wouldn't go out of my way. In fact, I have. But I wouldn't go out of my way to do it for to fulfill some sort of deep sexual desire. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't do you know what I mean? I'm not like, oh man, look at that foot. Yeah, but you hear, don't you, like ladies sometimes say like, oh, some pervert asked me to send a picture of my feet to him or something.
It's,
you're like,
it's weird as well. My sister is a care worker for like some disabled people and stuff, and one of her
they don't try and play with her feet.
One of the ones that she looks after is
this young Sherelle?
Yeah, it's young Sherelle, and absolutely obsessed with feet, and he will literally chase them around the house. You got to be careful with these weird people,
This deranged young man chases your sister around.
Yeah, if she shows any of her ankle or her feet, and he sees it, he gets all excited. But he's like got some problems, and like chases them around the house and stuff. They have to be really careful. Can't even take their shoes off. That is crazy.
It's dark, man.
It's mad what goes on in the dark corners of the world, ladies and gentlemen.
It's amazing that that's all people need. Right. That to some people that is everything. It's amazing.
Right. I'm about to tell you guys a hack. Okay, this could change your lives forever, right? And ladies, this might change your life too. Did you know that if you're having intercourse I was going to say interrelations, but that seems a little bit too complicated. If you're having relations with a woman that's finding it difficult to orgasm, she might literally just have cold feet. Studies find that women with warm feet have an increased chance of reaching orgasm.
Oh my God!
So maybe next time you're having, write that down. Make a note of that. Maybe next time you're having a relationship with your lady, say, honey, keep your socks on.
Yeah.
And you never know what could happen.
Let's start with a little bit of a foot massage, get them warmed up with your socks on.
Rub them, lube them, then maybe put some furry socks on them once they're rubbed up and lubed.
They go to town on that bad boy.
And then you never know. She might not even know what happened. And then after she'll be like, by golly, you're the best lover I've ever had. And you'll say, well, thank you very much.
It's funny really about
because
feet.
You knew the shoe hack.
That's
the foot
it.
hack, sorry.
And the other one, you squeeze your toes when you get to orgasm.
Oh, I've heard that.
I've never heard this, man. What is that?
It quite a lot. This is for a man.
Apparently, both for men and women, if you squeeze your toes, I can't remember if it's specifically your big toe or if it's all of them.
Wow.
Then you can get a better orgasm.
That is like such a specific thing.
Well, your body's all connected.
Who was the original person to find that out?
Nerves, man, they're all connected. That's why if you break your neck, you can't move your legs.
That's it.
All right. Did you know, according to one study, Spain, Brazil, and Italy produce the best lovers on the planet? The worst lovers apparently are the Germans. Who women claimed were too smelly on average. English people apparently have a reputation amongst foreigners as being lazy in the bedroom. And apparently Swedish men have a bad reputation as finishing too quickly. Americans rank somewhere in the middle. Guys, we need to shake our bad reputations. We need to make sure that we got good international relations.
Who's putting in the work for the rest of us, man?
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, man. Some poor soul. But yeah, it's interesting to know about Spain, Brazil, and Italy. I'm not surprised. They're known as nations of passion. They're feisty. They wear their emotions on their sleeves. They're hot on the car. They're quick to tell you to do one, but then if you manage to get one in the mood, then they're probably ride you like a bull.
They're quick to do one.
Yep, that's right. And it'll sort of be, it'll probably bamboozle your mind. You don't know if it's romantic, if it's passionate. You don't know if you're going to war or if you're making love or what. But all you know is that you're firing on all cylinders.
I can taste of that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah? Interesting.
Wowie.
Interesting. According to one study, 36% of people go right to Facebook or Twitter, not the shower, after a romp in the sheets. Interesting to think next time somebody likes a status of yours on Facebook, maybe they've just had sexual relations. Would that change how you thought about that comment or like on your status?
I don't think so.
Would that change how you felt about that? No,
I don't think so. I'd just be proud that they came to my page.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe on some deep level. Maybe it even give you some pleasure that you were the first thing they saw.
That's like a fist bump over the. That's like I'm giving them a fist bump.
Airwaves.
Well done.
Yeah,
yeah. Hope you enjoyed it.
Ejaculation.
I wonder if that had something to do with like the post-nut clarity we referred to earlier. Maybe that's the way the people sort of level themselves out.
Yeah,
at the same time, it's quite
celebrate.
On one level, it's a little bit strange, though, isn't it? Like to think, like, oh yeah, I've just had sex. Facebook,
on
Twitter,
the phone, yeah, let them know.
That's a bit strange. Soak in the enjoyment, the enjoyment a minute. Bathe in your accomplishment. Right. That's just a couple more people. We'll give you two more. And then we've almost
been a real
done
intellectual.
This has almost been an hour and a half of pure sexual information. So I expect you're feeling a little bit sexually overloaded right now.
Sex ed.
And maybe you need to just go to sleep. So we'll give you a couple more and we'll call it a day. Penile fracture is more likely to occur while having sex in stressful or rushed circumstances or in unusual locations. This means it may be more common when a man is having an extramarital affair. So that's, fellas, if you don't want to break your penis, don't do the dirty on your lady. Yeah.
It's karma, man.
Right. And then finally, I'm gonna pose a question to you guys. It's a pretty obvious one. Can exercise lead to better sex? What do you think?
Hell yeah, man.
Of course it can.
Stamina.
Strength training. Yep, that's right. And it says, strength training and stretching helps build muscle and flexibility so you can get into and maintain various sex positions for longer and positions that you wouldn't have been able to get into otherwise. Apparently one of the best exercises to help improve sex is called Kegels, which strengthens the muscles that holds up the vagina, anus, uterus, bladder, and urethra. So everyone Google Kegels. That's Kegels.
Those work for men too?
Apparently so.
Damn
yeah,
straight.
But I always think anything that involves a hip thrust type movement, and even like a squat, really, because think a squat isn't typically a hip thrust movement. But when you get past the bottom phase, when you get out of a squat, it's more like quads. But once you get about half the way up, you're having to extend your hips and using your glute and your hip muscles to basically stand upright. You see what I'm saying? If you get used to doing that all the time, get used to doing sort of like deadlifts, squats, hip thrust, you're going to have a strong thrust. And you don't want your lady to be thinking you have a weak thrust, fellas. That doesn't scream of a virile lover, does it?
That's it.
Your woman wants to know that you could break their hips if you wanted to, but you're not because you would never do that to them.
Gentleman.
But if you wanted to, you could do it no problem. But you just need to get that power just right. Strong enough to hit the spot, gentle enough to be tender.
That's why they call him gentleman. Apparently.
That's right. That's
it.
right. No, I know I said two left. I'll give you. Let's lead on this one. Leave on this one because this is a good one. Where is the G spot? Some researchers
everywhere.
do not believe in the G spot at all. Others who believe in the G spot disagree about its location. It's even possible that the location of a G spot varies. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Next time you hear people talking in absolutes about G spots, we don't even know if they're real.
That's it.
They might be in different places. Yours might travel around.
Yeah.
You just don't
He's
know.
on tour.
He's gone on
Some
tour,
have them
ladies,
in
like
their
Taylor
nipples,
Swift.
as you said earlier.
Oh, baby, right in their nips. Yeah, man, nipplegasms. Nipplegasms, maybe. So, yeah, should we leave it there, fellers?
I think
Let's
so,
leave
man.
it there today.
Leave it there, man.
The man to my right has been the baby boy of my second cousin, Delilah. His name, Stretch McCoy.
That's been me, folks. Thanks for having me.
And coming over the airwaves from Tinseltown, we've had Deputy Raymond Jr. Thanks for joining us today,
no
Deputy.
problem, man. Been my pleasure.
I've been Cletus Jackson. You've been listening to Pandora's Box. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. If you enjoyed today's episode, please do so. Also listen to us on AW Radio. Have a great week, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.
It's tar for now.